Hi, my name is Matt DeCock, and I'm going to be giving my informative speech. These are the cards I'll be using. And this is my audience.
Hi, I'm Matt's mom, Mickey DeCock.
I'm Steve DeCock, Matt's dad.
I'm Matt's friend, Eric Rickard.
I'm Yoshi. I'm Matt's brother.
Right now, there's an almost unstoppable lake invader traversing North America from Lake Ontario through Omaha, Nebraska, down to the Gulf of Mexico, and it's called the zebra mussel. This creature causes severe harm to wildlife, incurs millions of dollars in damages, and can ravage an entire ecosystem if left unchecked. Now I want to go over the important details of the zebra mussel, such as how it spreads, how much damage it causes, where it's from, and why it is still so very relevant today. According to the University of Washington Sea Grant, which does research about aquatic wildlife, zebra mussel comes from the Caspian Sea in Eastern Europe. They're around 2 inches in length, and they have black and white striped shell coloring, and that's how they get their zebra name. They are seen very frequently clustered together in large groups and rarely individually. They often breed uncontrollably, and they stick to surfaces such as boats, rocks, and beaches, or anything in between. They also eat plankton at a voracious rate because of how many of them there are, leaving less food for fish in the bodies of water that they inhabit. So far, zebra mussels don't seem awful from a descriptive point of view, but the damage that they cause is on an international scale. The Minnesota Department of Natural Resources has listed many problems associated with zebra mussels, and they're very knowledgeable about them because of the many infested bodies of water across all of Minnesota. Zebra mussels are known to cause damage to lake infrastructure, such as clogging pipes up completely, stopping up irrigation intakes, obstructing filtering grates, or even causing damage to hydroelectric power plants. Local wildlife is also affected adversely by either being starved of no food or even suffocated in the case of native mollusks literally being covered in zebra mussels. Disruption of natural plant growth is also an issue, either overgrowth wildly or being undergrowth. And thanks to the research of Malloy, D.A., and other well-respected biologists, we know that in North America there are no natural predators for the zebra mussel, making them a great pest that can't be rid of easily. So natural predators were a solution to the zebra mussel that was sadly never found. But there are a few others that have been tried in the effort of dealing with zebra mussels. And Nancy Gardner, writer for the Omaha World Herald, lists some of these solutions in Invaders Musseled Out. Monitoring is one solution that has been tried and used, which allows park executives or lake executives or anyone in control of the lake to know when a zebra mussel has infested a lake. But actual solutions that are used once that a zebra mussel has infested a lake are chemicals, which was tried at the Offutt Air Force Base Lake back in 2007. It came with a several $100,000 price tag, and sadly was to no avail successful against zebra mussels. A more extreme solution was used at Lake Zorinsky that involved draining the entire lake in 2010. While this didn't come with the same monetary repercussions, it was extremely expensive for the community. Lake goers could not use the lake for an entire year, and the area around the lake smelled similar to a cesspool for the duration. To top it all off, the entire ecosystem of Lake Zorinsky was annihilated in the process. The last solution for dealing with zebra mussels is using stringent regulations, such as only allowing native boats and restricting all foreign boat access, or even disallowing boats from going on to a lake entirely. Now that you understand why zebra mussels are such an annoying pest to deal with, I think it's time to talk about how that they could impact you in the future. They often spread by attaching themselves to the underside of boats, like barnacles, or even spreading their offspring into the engine water that's common in all boats. This can even cause damage to the engine of a boat itself once that the offspring grow and develop their shells. Another method of transportation for the zebra mussel is ballast water, which is how that they manage to go from an inland sea in Eastern Europe all the way over to North America. Combining all of this with lax boating regulations means that zebra mussels are able to get around very easily with little hassle. Waterways are also a method of transportation used by the zebra mussel, such as the Mississippi or even the Missouri River, and any connected bodies of water could potentially become infected. And thanks to the United States Geological Surveyors, we know that there are hundreds of lakes between the Great Lakes and the Gulf of Mexico that have been infested by the zebra mussel. So even if you aren't a water enthusiast, I'd say it's pretty clear that zebra mussels are a huge problem for everyone. To summarize, zebra mussels are a small water mollusk from Eastern Europe, and though small, they can cause irreparable damage to infrastructure, ecosystems, and pose a massive financial burden. And they're spread primarily by unobservant boaters and, unfortunately, lax boating regulations. Zebra mussels are abhorrent pests that are difficult to deal with and cause severe damage to lake infrastructures and could potentially wipe out an entire ecosystem if given too much time. And I hope that after listening to this information, you can better understand the impact that these water mollusks have on communities all around the world, including Omaha.
Thank you, Matt. That was good.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.